right, welcome back to Slip Joint Display. Today we are looking at knife number 862123 from Great Eastern Cutlery. This is the Rivertown Jack. Let's get into the model. So the 86s were re-released in 2023, and the Rivertown Jack was the first model to come out. It is a single blade jackknife with a spear point blade with handle scales that are Mexican Bacote wood. You're talking titty trim, but still they did a long pull, which I thought was a good move. Cut swedge, no fluted bolsters. These were very well made. I picked this up on release from traditionalpocketknives.com or C. Reisner Cutlery. This is the slip I carry it in, and you can see just from the slip how much pocket time this knife has gotten. I was blown away when I got this knife. I was shocked at how much I liked it and how well it was done. This has had a lot of pocket time. I really dig the billboard that's on the blade, and I haven't been able to bring myself to patina the knife to the point where I've gotten some rust on the spine and had to work to remove that. When I got this, I liked it so much. I mean, I remember thinking to myself, I don't need another knife. I thought to myself, what am I going to do with the rest of the run? Because I can't possibly get better than this. I mean, that's how much I dug this thing. Like I said, the scales are Mexican Bacote wood. So Bacote wood, so I'm saying Bacote wood. I've heard it pronounced different ways. I've heard Bacote and I've heard Bacote. I'm saying Bacote wood because I'm simple and common. So if you want to hate me for the way I'm pronouncing it, you can leave that down in the comments. But it is a hardwood that comes out of Mexico and a few other places. Bacote wood is, it's interesting on knife handles. It often has really good grain, shows really good grain, and it holds its grain and its color really well. I've had Bacote wood knives before this one that just seem to hold their color better than other woods. Certainly better than something like Cocobolo. And I love Cocobolo, but Cocobolo darkens, and this tends to do better with that. Shield and transitions on this are very good. I really appreciate this spear point, the general shape of it, the length and how it widens out. It reminds me of the 2017 78s, and in my mind, this is what a spear point should be. Not overly thin, not overly exaggerated. I really appreciate this design. Here is your pin that comes with the knife. Let's have a look around the knife for a minute. So, blade length, you're talking roughly 3 inches. I mean, it's a little more, cutting edge is a little less. Handle length, talking a little less than 4, right? So you have an idea. No gaps to be seen from the outside. Take a quick look here. This horrible test that I did with the flashlight. A little bit of gapping in there with the light, but I shouldn't even be doing that. This model in particular, when I got it, I was especially pleased with the action on it. Now, 86s are always good with the action. They always do tend to do a good job with 86s, but this one in particular is, I mean, that's gator snap. That's what you want. If you're a guy that's into good action, heavy action on a knife, this one has it. Let's take a look. That's a strike down the middle. Richter would be happy with that. Here is your profile closed, your profile open, and just about flush at half stop. I can catch a fingernail a little bit. Not that that matters, but yeah. So, Rivertown Jack, right? What does that mean? I mean, I thought to myself, you know, after enough time, especially when I thought about putting this knife on video, I thought, what is the Rivertown Jack? What's the significance of that? Here's your tube, right? Titty-Ute knives often have good tube art. So, Rivertown Jack. This is a picture of the Titty-Ute Bridge. The Titty-Ute Bridge runs over the Allegheny River, and the Allegheny River runs between the towns of Titty-Ute and Limestone. The Titty-Ute Bridge was built in 1933. It's a truss bridge. It was built over, I think over the piers of a bridge that was before that. So 1933, and in the early 2000s, it was rebuilt or, I don't know, revamped a little bit. But the town of Titty-Ute is significant in American history, in American cutlery history. So in the between the 1890s and 1930s, 5 different cutlery manufacturers made knives in Titty-Ute. And in 1897, around 38 guys got together and formed the Titty-Ute Cutlery Company. I think this was to help salvage the cutlery companies they already had. In 1898, they started making and selling knives, and the Titty-Ute Cutlery Company, that whole thing was the foundation for what later became K-Bar knives. We all know the history of that and the significance of that in American cutlery history, right? So, I really dig it. I really, it makes sense. I mean, Titty-Ute, Great Eastern Cutlery is in Titusville, PA. Titty-Ute's about 25 miles away, and the history that the town of Titty-Ute has for American cutlery is really significant. It really stands out. I mean, this is one of the things that laid the foundation for the cutlery industry in this country. It's no surprise that Great Eastern Cutlery would pick up on that, especially being that they have the Titty-Ute brand amongst their knives. It's no surprise they would pick up on that and do a Rivertown Jack. And if you say, what is the Rivertown? The Rivertown is Titty-Ute. That's what it is. I like this knife so much that I got a second one. As a retirement knife. Something to make sure I would always have one of these in my pocket. Now, I traded heavy for this, but I'm comfortable with it. I can dig it. The grain on this one is very impressive. Look at that. And being that it's Bacote wood, it's going to hold. I mean, it's going to show over time better than a lot of other options. The action on this second one is no slouch. It is nothing to complain about. Not quite as good as the first one, but just a hair difference. Yeah. The Rivertown Jack. I'm glad now that I'm doing this review and talking about the Rivertown aspect that I never patinaed this blade. I mean, I don't know what in the back of my mind told me not to do it, but something kept me from patinaing this blade. Even when it started to take on rust and everything else. I mean, I remember thinking to myself, I got to put a patina on this just to protect it. But like I said, I'm glad that I didn't. Rivertown 8621 single jack. So 8621 is just the knife model without the year. That's what that is. This is what a jackknife should be. I mean, this defines what you want in a jackknife. I always want to have one of these around. I wanted to bring it out. I wanted to show it and have some discussion with you folks. Something else before I wrap this up. The Rivertown Jack, Rivertown knives. From what I've seen coming from Great Eastern Cutlery, this isn't the last one. Now, the next one's not going to be a jackknife, but that means that this isn't a one-off. This is going to be a series. There's going to be more Rivertown knives, and I'm looking to get all of them. I want to keep this going. I'll be showing them here. We'll be discussing them. You guys let me know down in the comments. Do you have one? Did you have one? Did you trade one? Are you hunting one? What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on, you know, the rich history of Tityute, Pennsylvania, and everything that goes into it? Yeah, let me know. Like I said, I wanted to bring it out. I wanted to have some discussion with you folks today. I'll see you guys on the next video.